Hello, my name is Mason Brown, and today I will be giving you a speech on why the U.S. should manufacture more of its own goods. Did you know that in 2021, 24% of the U.S. GDP was spent on manufacturing? 18.2% of that was spent on foreign manufactured goods. Why are we paying trillions of dollars to other countries and not putting it back into our own economy? All of the information I found are from .gov websites, and the numbers are within the last 3 years. In this speech, I will convince you that America should manufacture most of its own products, and why relying on other countries has led to inflation, unemployment, and poverty throughout the U.S. So why did America go away from manufacturing its own products in the first place? Well, the simple answer to that question of why America stopped manufacturing is because large companies got greedy and decided to take their plants to China, Vietnam, and South America. The cheap labor and endless supply of people made the business much more profitable. With millions of jobs being taken from Americans and given to foreign countries, it left millions without jobs. Companies weren't putting their money back into the economy. Without jobs, this led to inflation and programs like welfare. Programs like welfare led to more and more Americans not wanting to work at all or only working part-time jobs. All this would be fine if these Americans had the money to work, had the money to not work, but they don't. So how did the U.S. get in this position, and what are we doing to solve it? Well, the U.S. is doing multiple things to solve it, and some of them are very different. America's economy lost trillions of dollars whenever these companies pulled out of America. It first happened in the 1980s, 1980 through 1985, and again in 2001 and 2009. Some people argue that the 2001 through 2009 was comparable to the Great Depression for citizens of America. Without these trillions of dollars being pumped back into the economy, nobody has any money, and the middle ground between upper class and lower class shrinks even more. The U.S. has to come up with programs like welfare, the SSS, Obamacare, and many more to battle unemployment. So did these programs fix the problem? America now has inflation like it has never seen before, and an unemployment rate not comparable to any point in the country's history besides the Great Depression. Instead of creating new jobs, we've decided to give people who are unemployed benefits. We have higher tax rates than ever before, and that money goes to the unemployed of America. Instead of building new plants and letting companies come back into America, we instead shut down oil lines, stop fracking, and we're taking away millions of jobs that the American economy desperately needs. We spend money we don't have on other countries and think we can solve our inflation problem by pumping more money into the economy, which will eventually make the U.S. dollar worthless. Even though manufacturing was a small part of this, I believe it was the straw that broke the camel's back. So how can we fix the damage we've caused to this country? One of the ideas from the website harvardbusiness.org by Gary P. and Willie Shih, and this is published in March 2020, was we should go back to the gold standard. The gold standard would stop inflation because it stops governments and banks from manipulating the money system. A direct quote from this website was, "Currencies now are almost universally backed by the governments that issue them. An example of a fiat currency is the dollar. The U.S. government officially ended the relationship between gold and the dollar in 1976, end quote. The problem with this is the U.S. government is in trillions of dollars of debt, so our dollar has nothing to be backed up by. Yes, if we went back to the gold standard, it would significantly cut government spending, and it would be a small time of recession. It would make money harder to come by, but most importantly, it would give your dollar more value in the long run. So why do we want all these manufacturing plants in America? The counter argument to this is, what about the carbon emissions they release? Aren't Americans too good to work assembly lines? These might be some of the questions you are thinking while you read this essay. You have to weigh your options. We have one of the worst unemployment rates in the country's history, and it's only going up. Yes, building these plants and mass producing them is going to slightly raise the carbon emissions in America. But if that's your main argument on why we shouldn't create more jobs, then you need to do more research. There are a number of things that can produce carbon emissions in America, and if you cut out all of them, your daily life as you know it will not be the same. There's a common misconception that just by being born in America, you are better than somebody born in another country. Anytime we talk about assembly lines, everyone assumes that is not work that Americans do. They automatically think the sweatshops in China, which is uncomparable to the American assembly line. Well, if you look at our history as a country, you could be wrong. America invented the assembly line, and it was the country's backbone from World War II until business took manufacturing elsewhere in the late 1990s. It revolutionized productivity and reduced the cost of items. All of this can turn around if we let large companies come back into America and create millions of new jobs. Stop paying other countries trillions to do jobs that we can do. Start being proud of your job and the sticker you put on your products that reads "Made in America." Let's save the American economy and create millions of jobs at the same time. Thank you.